Some people have been sending me texts about a guy called Steve Kirsch. I have no idea who Steve Kirsch is, but in the context in which I've been receiving messages about him, I imagine he is a radicalised anti-vax snake oil salesman.
This is Steve Kirsch, Sean. It's really good to talk to you.
Well, you're welcome.
I'm the radicalised anti-vax snake oil salesman that you were referring to.
We are open line talkback. We will take any and all callers. We're open, tolerant, and free on the platform. Do you believe in vermectin as an effective treatment for COVID-19?
Oh, of course it is.
No, it's not.
It's been shown.
Okay, and that's scientifically proven.
It meets the gold standard.
It doesn't, Stephen. You're misrepresenting the data. No. I'm not having someone coming on this show telling lies. And it's not disinformation. It's out and out lies. I am not going to put your wacky nut job thoughts about vaccine and everything else ahead of the overwhelming body of evidence that we have from all sorts of other well-qualified medical professionals. I'm just asking you to trust the scientific peer-reviewed literature.
No,
I've had a lot of people ring me saying they are injured from the vaccine. Sure. And we interrogate these people and how they feel about it. Steve, let me finish. And how they feel about it and their perceptions. They're not living in the real world, Steve. Steve, seeking medical attention doesn't mean you're vaccine injured. A lot of people want to be vaccine injured, so they make up in their own mind that they are. They are slightly crazy, Steve.
Wait a minute, but Sean, aren't you yourself? Couldn't you possibly be vaccine injured? You had a heart attack after you got your vaccine, didn't you?
Yep, but it was...
How do you know it wasn't caused by the vaccine,
Because
Sean?
I know very well why it was, and it had nothing to do with the vaccine.
How do you know? What was the cause?
Because I know what did cause it.
What caused it?
Oh, probably a little bit of overweight, and I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I'd let my blood sugars get horribly out of whack. Nothing to do with the vaccine. It was months and months after the vaccine. There you go. There's an example of an urban myth. And I've seen the anti-vax nutters in New Zealand saying, oh, you're jabbing. Bullshit. Just bullshit, Steve. And so much of what your group of people do is an old New Zealand punch. You're just a bullshit artist, Steve. On the line to talk is Paul from Glenn. How are you? Did you get the vaccine?
So when I got the vaccine, I got hot pins and needles on the top of my feet for about 3 weeks. I had a tight heart, and then I developed a thing called kaleidoscope vision twice.
And were you reported as an adverse effect?
I went to the doctors, and the hospitals denied everything about it.
Oh, they didn't deny it, you moron. They did not deny it. They went and saw you. Why didn't they report it as an adverse effect?
You're breaking the rules of debate, Sean. You're attacking...
No, I'm not, Paul. I am just so over... people like you making wild, silly claims.
You've dug yourself in a massive hole.
So why weren't you reported as an adverse event, Paul?
Because they wouldn't do it, Sean.
Why wouldn't they do it? Because it wasn't an adverse event and there was no medical evidence for it. Did anyone tell you that it was a result of you having the vaccine? Anyone with any medical... Because it wasn't, Paul.
It's too hard.
It's in your head.
Sean. It's not in my head, Sean.
His name is Brenton Faithful. He runs a undertaking business or a funeral home. Brenton, I first want you simply and clearly to tell us what the observations you have made in your work as an undertaker is and why this has caused such a stir.
My observations are that over a period of time from 1st of April to the end of July, which is a 1 year period, 95% of the cases that we looked after had passed away within 2 weeks of getting first, second.
150, okay.
Yes.
You're not a qualified pathologist and you have no medical qualifications, right?
Correct. No, I'm a qualified funeral director and a qualified embalmer.
Okay, all right. What was the average age of those 180 people who died?
About 83.
About 83, okay. That's interesting too, isn't it? I'm sorry, Brendan, I'm just looking at this and just saying your 150 cases, and with you being a complete layperson regardless, is just meaningless. There's absolutely nothing to suggest that you've found anything terrible or criminal or anything hidden about the vaccine.
No. Well, what I did say, Sean, was that 95% died within 2 weeks of getting the vaccine.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything statistically. This isn't a study.
Well, there's a very large number of families who said there was nothing wrong with a family member.
There's no science to this whatsoever, Brendan.
It's just an observation I've made.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm just going to be honest with you, it's a rather worthless observation.
Well, Sean, there's two parts. There's a side with dealing with the families, and then the observation in the embalming room. And the embalming room is showing me people are dying with clots that I've never seen before.
Have you had any independent scientific analysis of those so-called clots? Do you have any medical training?
I'm an embalmer, and I've embalmed probably over...
No, you have no medical training. 2, you have had no independent scientific analysis of your observations.
Sean, as an embalmer, there's not too much scientific...
no, obviously.
About post-mortem clots. There's not too much scientific evidence at all. But what I'm seeing, and what other embalmers are also seeing... but
which other embalmers? Could you give me some names, Brenton?
No, I can't, because they're not willing to speak out.
Okay, so basically they don't support what you're saying, because if they did, they would.
No, not at all. I think people are frightened.
Why do you think people are frightened? Who's told you they're frightened?
They've told me themselves.
Who?
The embalmers.
Okay, where are they from?
There were two embalmers came to the last talk I gave in the audience and came up to me afterwards and said, we are seeing exactly what you're seeing, but we're too frightened to speak out.
Oh, did they? And you haven't got their names for me, so I can't verify what you're saying there.
Well, I'm not going to put them on the spot if they don't want to. That's their business.
If they actually exist.
Sorry?
If they actually exist. You see, Brenton, the problem is what you've got here is a whole lot of innuendo, a whole lot of reckons, no science, okay? No one else backing you up, just your hot takes.
Well, I've got many, many families who have lost a loved one through a result of obtaining a vaccine that within 2 weeks will terminate their life.
So you're saying these people are killed by the vaccine. Let's get down to it. You're saying you believe all these people died from the vaccine.
I'm not saying that at all. I'd say
yes, you are. You just said it, Brenton. You just said it.
More than coincidence that people died.
No, it's not more than coincidence if you don't have a scientific inquiry. And I'm saying that's dangerous. That's a dangerous claim to make without scientific evidence.
I am not a medical practitioner.
No.
So we know that.
Yep.
I know that. But what I see in the embalming room, doctors don't...
No. You answer the question. Don't come the raw prawn with me, Brenton. Here's the question, Brenton, because if you're going to play this sort of game, you need to answer some questions. Here's the question. Are you prepared to admit you have no scientific or other evidence that any of these people died as a result of being vaccinated?
I am not a doctor. All I'm relaying to you...
No, so why the hell should we listen to you? Brent, why the hell should we listen to you? I found no clear evidence of suppression of side effects of the Pfizer vaccine. We got a very good way of reporting that in New Zealand, and it would seem to me that the side effects as officially reported...
So why are we still using it then, Sean, when there's been 65,000
Because we decided,
reactions?
we made a decision as a society that we would be tolerant of a certain number of adverse effects because of the greater good.
Yep, that's right. But when you're the person that's actually got a family member that's reacted...
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, that's tough. You're taking one for the team. You're taking one for the team.
Okay, that's your view.
Now people say about this going away.
What going away, Paul?
Vaccine passes, and let's just live with COVID and forget about it. Well, it's not really going away because at the moment in Bali, the World Health Organisation...
Oh, for God's sake, Paul, what's this got to do with Bali? The World Health Organisation are meeting in Bali. So effing what?
Well,
how do you know that, Paul? Because you read it on the internet. Because someone in your stupid, moronic, bloody echo chamber sent it to you.
So let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO. If you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to international health regulations.
So the World Health Organization is meeting in Bali. So what? You tell me.
So let me tell you. They want to reintroduce the digital vaccine passport for you and I to travel around the world.
How do you know that?
I saw the meeting.
I saw it on the internet, Paul. Goodbye.
But I don't think that the way out of it is listening to unelected globalists.
We don't listen to them. You're not.
That do have an influence on our government.
Lots of things have an influence on our government.
They've even said that they've penetrated cabinets from around the world.
Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
No, sorry, Greg, you're off. They've said this. I read this on the internet. Do your research. Actually, Greg, you weren't quite full-blown nutter, but you were close. But one group that has been actively involved in pushing for the inquiry and saying things about what happened during time for COVID has been Voices for Freedom. I understand they had a chance to appear before the inquiry yesterday, and we are joined now by Alia Bland from Voices for Freedom. Alia, thank you for ringing in. What did you guys go there with the intention of doing?
Well, always had the intention of exposing what happened over that time so that it can be, people can be held to account for the choices that were made and the policies and all of the decisions and the harm that was caused. So that's always been our mission.
And what evidence did you have for that, apart from research you'd done on the internet?
Well, the internet is part of our world in 2025, so it's quite hard to do research that's not on the internet these days.
I'm really just trying to get down to what was the point of all this? What was the issue that you had? What was the great revelation you had for the inquiry yesterday?
We had provided them. We created this 250-page document that is a set of summaries of all the different issues over the time of COVID that were.
Okay, and what was the most important of those issues, Alia?
Well, they're all important, Sean. So,
well, give me one so we can examine one.
One that comes to mind that is, if this was all that had happened, is the most egregious thing that I think that they've done over that time, was that they ignored their official advice, specifically about the issue of myocarditis.
How many young men have got myocarditis in New Zealand? Give me a number, give me their names, who've got myocarditis as a result of having the vaccine. Yep, we've got poor old Rory who died, right?
Yes,
and we've got some statistics.
Poor old Rory who died.
Okay, how many young men in New Zealand got myocarditis as a result of having the jab?
I have spoken to so many people over this time. There was one family who the mother and both of her teenage sons all got cardiac issues afterwards. They were all hospitalised. 3 people in one family, Sean. 2 people down the road
Could you give me their name? Could you give me the name so I can talk to them?
I'm not going to give you their name. Do you know, are you serious?
Because maybe they don't exist.
I'm not going to give you their names live on air without their consent. I mean, that's just ridiculous to even suggest that.
Yeah, okay.
There is such a thing as patient confidentiality and people's private medical information, Sean.
Yeah.